Good evening. It is time for Code Veronica. So, I've got a lot of things to say about this game. I really like this game. I think it's probably in like my top. Uh, I don't know. I might put it in top three of my favorite in terms of the classic Resident Evil style. It has a fair few unique things. It also has its fair share of problems, though.
Resident Evil.
You'll see these little icons pop up. Those are icons for retro achievements. I'm not going for achievements right now,
The
so
American Midwestern town, Raccoon City, has been
I'll clean
completely
this game up
decimated
later.
by the T
I've
virus
already done the
outbreak
Dreamcast
since the
version in the past. This is the PlayStation 2 version of the game.
Claire Redfield, who arrived in Raccoon City to search for her lost brother Chris, and a rookie police officer.
This opening cutscene is rad.
Managed to escape from the city, but their ordeal was only a prelude of things to come. Three months later.
Your identification number is WKD 4496. Welcome to your new home.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams. Don't move.
Alright, so we just kind of like start off in prison, which, I mean, probably not something most people want to do, but they teach you about equipping the lighter, which is kind of useful in a few situations. Why it took until this game for them to learn they can do that is beyond me.
Perfect. Go on. Get out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. The troops have been wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
And what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me.
Alright, so that is... Well, I don't know if calling him a friend would be accurate. I guess, previous captor. So the thing he threw is a bottle of hemostatic medicine. So there's a little side quest in this game where you can bring some hemostatic medicine back to him, and if you do it in time, if you don't do it in time, he dies. It's worth doing. You lose your lighter, but it gets you a lockpick. And also allows Chris to acquire the lighter later in the game. So, gonna be attempting that. I'm pretty sure the time limit on it is pretty lenient. So this room right here, I believe I can demonstrate one of the reasons why equipping the lighter is kind of useful. So there are bats in a few sections of this game. And one thing some people may not know is that if you have the lighter equipped, the bats will just leave you alone. It's useful in only a select few rooms. This game also does this on quite a few loading screens where it's like a slower, like tension building loading screen. It's a choice. So now I'm going to talk about the knife a little bit. This is probably the second strongest knife in the game, or in the series, behind Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I'll demonstrate why here in just a second. This game also really goes hard on the enemies. This is probably one of the more infamous Resident Evils for its difficulty. So here at the very start of the game, we are immediately surrounded by like 4 zombies, and the only weapon we currently have is a knife. Yeah, trying to fight through that room just isn't really worth it. Looks like there's probably an achievement tied to killing them. I'll worry about that when I go through and try and clean up stuff.
shoot.
Who are you?
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
Steve's voice acting is just really something special.
Sorry about that little misunderstanding.
Sorry about that.
But I thought you were another one of those
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
The English dubs in these games, at least the earlier games, always had like Canadian accents to them.
My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire. Nice. I'll remember that. Hey, I heard there's an airport around here. And once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. I'll see ya.
Hey, wait up.
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
Down. So that is Steve Burnside, one of the prisoners slash residents of the island. So this game takes place on a European island. I don't know if they go into detail more specifically where in Europe, but it's a place called Sheena Island. And it's an Umbrella-controlled island facility that was originally founded by one of the 3 founders of Umbrella. So right there, I kind of showed off the strength of the knife. If you aim down with the knife, you tend to hit the enemy multiple times. And often it'll be enough to knock them over. But yeah, got kind of sidetracked there. So yeah, this takes place on Sheena Island. It's the home of one of the founding members, or the base of the family of one of the founding members of Umbrella, which was Alexander Ashford. Oh my god. Just want to grab these. They're kind of useful. They're a decent kind of filler weapon to use. More specifically, kind of with what I was saying a minute ago, there were 3 founders of Umbrella. There was Oswald Spencer. There was Dr. Marcus from RE0. I don't remember his last name. And Alfred Ashford. Or not Alfred Ashford. Alexander Ashford. You know, all not very sane people, all things considered. Yeah, so, yeah, as long as you have, like, the clearance room, the knife is very strong. This is honestly probably one of the easier, like, knife-only playthroughs you can do. But yeah, right off the bat you can see how just kind of relentless this game is in throwing sheer numbers of enemies at you in confined spaces. Luckily Claire seems to have gotten more resilient in 3 months. You know, I guess that time in Raccoon City has really paid off. Oh my god, my depth perception is awful right now. Yo, I suck. Don't be like me, don't suck. And I usually don't intend to use the pistol this early in the game, but I fucking may have to tonight. Yo, fucking end me, dude. I suck. So right now, Claire, so the whole reason Claire even got put onto this
Please
island.
deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
Yeah, this section is always, this part's fun. They just make you get rid of everything that's metal on you. But, the whole reason Claire got captured is, if you remember, at the end of, Resident Evil 2, she is on the lookout for Chris, which led her to getting captured by Umbrella. I don't know if this was just like the fastest, like, or the closest prison island of theirs that they had laying around, but this is where she wound up.
Chris Redfield.
What are you doing here?
Chris Redfield. Is he a relative of yours or something?
You mean my brother?
Ah, your siblings. Well, it seems your brother is under surveillance by Umbrella.
What?
I don't know why she would be surprised by that in the slightest.
I've got to contact Leon and tell him to let my brother know he's being monitored. It's a good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place.
Yo, boot up some Adventure Quest.
Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks. I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding. There's no way he could get here, even if he is your brother.
Yes, he can. I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
So Steve is already whining. I'm gonna do a save here since I am playing like absolute ass. So they kind of alluded to it earlier, but this game takes place only like 3 months after Resident Evil 2 ended. Claire's had like no downtime. She maybe took like a week or two for herself before going out and looking for Chris. So, I mentioned, I've talked about how strong the knife is. It's kind of counterbalanced in a way because a lot of the weapons, so this game doesn't have too many good weapons. So the bow gun in this game is a travesty. It actually criminal how much worse it is from the bowgun in RE2. The only saving grace of it is also the strongest weapon in the game if you make gunpowder arrows,
Please deposit
which are
any
very
metallic
limited.
items you have in the security box.
You compound those things with this having some of the most annoying enemies in the game, or in the series. And it's just all kind of a nightmare at times. I do I do really like this game though. I think this game is slept on. I think it's underappreciated. Another thing I commonly see is there seems to be like a subsect of people who don't consider this game canon for one reason or another. I don't know if it's just because it doesn't have a number in the title, but this game is absolutely canon. And anyone that's played it will understand that. This game really plays a big role in like leading up to the events of Resident Evil 5, especially regarding the relationship between Chris and Wesker. So that small key there, it doesn't shine and it's a completely optional thing, but it just lets you it lets you open up a small shortcut that you'll use once or twice for this door right here, but you can't open it from this side. So now we get our obligatory dogs. They're really not too bad in this game, all things considered. So we need to take this fire extinguisher and put out the fire that ignited in the helicopter at the start. Why am I so bad? This is actually embarrassing. Guess I'll just use the guns for now, as I suck. Little play in the fire for good luck. Hello, Claire. So they heavily allude to it by not having you discard it, but the fire extinguisher has a secondary use much later in the game. But it's very possible that you won't even think about it and you just won't even take it that far. But you actually need the fire extinguisher later in order to get access to the Magnum. So I scanned the emblem earlier, and now I need to make a copy out of a non-metallic
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the
item
security
in
box.
order to be able to get it through this door. If you bring any kind of metal through this, alarms go off, the shutters close. And here's where the fire extinguisher thing happens, because you can think, oh, I don't need that anymore, I'm not even going to take it with me when I leave here. I mean, you don't have, like, an item box or anything yet, so... Ran fucking right into his arms. Yeah, this room's kind of cruel. They force you to drop all your weapons off and then throw a bunch of dudes in this tiny hallway. My cat is also in my lap, and she is trying to make it as difficult as she can for me to play. Just so I know for the future, if I ever rewatch this video, it's you, Karma. You're the one doing this. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So, with this emblem, now we can go through here. So now we're moving into the second, like, portion of the game, which is the training facility. I'm gonna take a second to top off some health, because I suck. They hit us with an obligatory push puzzle real early. Just gotta use the box to smother the flames. James Sunderland style. So you can uniquely kill those zombies. If you get them to grab you while their back is facing that railing, you can shove them off and they go flying over it. Which is funny, but it does also require you to take damage. So I think I should know this game well enough to not get lost, but just in case. So this is when we encounter our first locked door that we'll be able to open if we get the hemostatic medicine. I cannot remember his name. I think it's like Enrico. It's not Enrico, but it's something. He is a Hispanic gentleman. And my brain wants to tell me Enrico because of, you know, Enrico and RE1. remember if there's anything to grab in here besides the locked door there. So, you go a fairly long time before you get to an item box in this game. It's actually a little absurd. You also get arrows in groups of 30 because of how dog shit they are. It would probably take close to that 30 to kill one zombie. Like, I wish I was exaggerating. Like, the bowgun probably wouldn't even get picked up if it wasn't for the extreme usefulness of the explosive arrows. Oh, here we have a zombie that's been hanging out in a sauna. Like, just imagine the smell. So I believe what I'm doing here is also another completely optional thing. Yeah, this is for that locker I kind of checked out earlier that mentioned it had like a special lock. Like, I get it. I was excited to play this again because I really do not know this game as well as I would like to. Like, this and Zero are easily the classic REs I know the least about. I'm fine with not knowing a ton about Zero. I I do not like Zero. That game hates you for playing it. But I'll bitch and moan about that more when I'm actually playing it. So, here's the first glimpse of the bowgun powder. Those are like the strongest weapon in the game. They're going to be incredibly useful in a few situations. But there is not many cases of gunpowder in the game. Like, realistically, I think you maybe get, I don't know, 50, maybe 60 shots total. No, I wouldn't take that as gospel. Like I said, I don't exactly know this game, like, super well. So here's the bowgun, but I currently do not have room to take it. Man, I'm sitting here wondering if I really need to come into the training facility yet, or if that's not until later. Yeah, because that shut it off. Okay. So there is another building. I guess maybe it would be like an administrative building. Would be like my best guess on what to call it. Now that I think about it, yeah, I do need to go there first. I really should go there first because there's an item box there, and that's an important commodity, you know. I have too much shit on me, and it makes me upset. There was a shiny in the background there. That's for a puzzle I won't be solving for a little while. No reason to grab it. Well, I can't even grab it right now if I fucking wanted to. Okay, so before I do anything here, I am gonna go visit the save room in the item box because my god, everything I'm holding right now is so fucking heavy. I'm also a huge fan of the save music in this game. I think it's incredible. Oh, let's just use up the M100s. This game kind of does, it does more of the, hey, you can push objects for things hiding underneath. I feel like one of the reasons this game kind of has a reputation for being so hard is I think there's just a lot of items that are hiding and people don't realize it. Which, I mean, fair. You know, they can be kind of mean with how they hide shit in this game. I just put the ink ribbon away. Fuck me. Now I need to let my cat out real quick. Ooh. So in this area we start seeing like a lot of pictures of people who look like they could be royalty, and that's the Ashford like family. They're very much a family of people who sniff their own farts. I believe it's like 0394. It's like, I don't know what the point of having the card is if you have to punch in the actual ID. Claire does not wish to commit ID fraud. Oops. Yeah, so I'm trying not to use, I'm gonna try not to use the speed up feature on emulator. You know, personally on my own, I have a habit of doing it on load screens, but I don't want to like cause fucked up sounding audio because of it. I think about the only time I'm not gonna do that is Gaiden. Gaiden, you kind of need the speed up. So this is one of those rooms where the lighter is useful, because these bats can be a fucking menace. But, you know, if you've played this game and you've been in this room and you've been mauled by the bats, like, as long as I'm holding this lighter, they cannot touch me. If anyone watches this and you can explain the logic to me, I'd love to know, since bats, you know, are bats not universally blind and use echolocation? Like, why would a lighter affect, like, their willingness to attack me? So that case I picked up, I need to get the hemostatic medicine. If I don't complete that side quest, that I'll never be able to open that box. Like, it is a side quest that is well worth doing because you get a lot out of it. Not only does Claire get the lockpick and can do a lot of things with it, but it also allows Chris to get the lighter later in the game, and that allows him access to a very strong weapon. Alright, movie time. Crack 'em. Shout out to Protein Pill. These seem like perfectly well-adjusted normal children. So that is Alfred and Alexia Ashford. They are siblings and they want to fuck. So do with that information what you will. Uh-oh, stinky. So apparently there's just a big microwave back here. So, can't take those yet. Another kind of difficulty-related thing this game is kind of known for is it has a very specific, like, set of criteria that you need to accomplish in order to get an S rank. It's almost like Silent Hill-esque with how specific some of the events are. And one of the things involves that microwave room, which we'll see here momentarily.
Yeah! Help me!
Now, how I'm hearing that so clearly... So it kind of feels like Steve might have been a bit of a stalker with how quickly he stumbled into there. This is just kind of a funny thing. Steve is suffering. So the whole thing of this puzzle is you just need to essentially light up the two matching things, the two guns.
That was too close. But I found something, thanks to you.
So in order to S rank the game, one of the obscure specifications is you need to get Steve out of the microwave within a certain time limit.
Fine. Let's make a deal. I'll trade you for something fully automatic. See you around, Claire. Adios.
Hey, wait, Steve!
There was no bullets in those. I don't know what the hell he plans to do with them anyway. Alright, so we got to play in the microwave. We let Steve play in the microwave. Everyone's had a turn. Who doesn't want to pretend to be a rotisserie chicken every now and then?
Redfield! How dare you interfere with my operation?
What are you talking about?
You let yourself be captured so you could lead your people to this base!
I have no idea what you're babbling about.
You don't fool me! I am Alfred Ashford, commander of this base.
Oh? You must be one of Umbrella's lower-level officers if you're in command of a backwater base like this one.
How dare you!
I love her sass in this game. It is so good.
Family is among the world's first and finest. My grandfather is one of the original founders of Umbrella, Inc. Now tell me, why have you attacked this installation?
Attacked?
Shortly after you arrived, my base was attacked. You must have informed your people of its location.
I still don't follow you. I really don't know anything about that.
Unacceptable! How can you deny it? My base has been destroyed. And thanks to you, the experimental T-virus was released, creating countless zombies and monsters. Tell me, who do you work for? Who sent you? Have it your way, then. You're just a rat in a cage anyway. I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
Such an iconic laugh. So that's well, he said Alfred. I don't know if it's I honestly don't remember if it's supposed to actually be Alfred or if he just says it Alfred when it's Alfred. He's a fucking goober, if you couldn't tell. Like, don't ask me to take him seriously. Okay, I will put the first aid spray away. Luckily, kind of like Resident Evil 3, you get an inventory expansion pouch pretty early in the game. Alright, so we are temporarily done in the admin office. The whole reason was to get the boat wheel. Hello, doggy. Alright, so even though I won't be finishing this puzzle, I am actually going to be heading to the area where this puzzle is, so I can just go ahead and drop this off now. I could not remember if there was a zombie here in this game or if that was in Survivor 2. Which, oh boy. That game is way more fun than it has any right to be. It's not good, but it is fun. So here's one of those just kind of weird puzzle things, like she just kind of whips it, and that causes a sub to pop up, I guess. Like, I struggle to see the logic. So here, if you hop back here, you can get the side pack. Now we get to go on a little sub ride. Hope it's not Ocean Gate. So we're gonna get a glimpse of like our ultimate end goal, which is a cargo plane here to get off the island. So that's gonna be our big plane that we want to leave on later. This crane right here gives me Dino Crisis PTSD every time I do it, and I think I'm gonna have to do that really stupid like card mini game of moving the crane. I love puzzles. Like, I am not I tend to lose points on a survival horror game if it doesn't have puzzles. But man, the puzzles in Dino Crisis were ass. That game is just not very good. Dino Crisis 2 though is like, oh, it's so fun. I'll probably record or stream a video for that as well at some point of a playthrough on that. It's a pretty short game when you know what you're doing. Uh-oh, dude's on the elevator. Yeah, they just kind of like force you to be like right in these guys' faces. Fucking dude crawling around. Oh god. So now that we got this card, we can head on back to the training facility. I am going to drop off this Navy proof though, just so I don't have to worry about carrying it later. Dude, that's you. So here's another room where the bats can be just kind of an annoying little menace. So The one of the areas we can go to with this key card in the training facility will give us access to the hemostatic medicine. I don't remember exactly how long you have before he bleeds out, but I should still have an ample amount of time. Really like the lighting on the lighter. It feels like it's good for its time. Now, this was a 2000/2001 released PS2 game, depending on if we're talking Japan or North America. In North America, this game actually came out before Survivor. Which, man, that is a radical dichotomy. Yeah, I also have to like really whip the steering wheel just to like move this platform back a couple inches. No, I feel like 95% of people could easily just kind of leap that gap. Really have no reason to have the lighter out. I'm pretty sure having it out, you move faster than if I had out the M100. And I'm not shooting anything at the moment, so. So I believe now there will be no more dogs here, and instead, it's a fucking graboid. So, you know, if you're a fan of Tremors. I actually have no idea if there's any reason to, like, fight it out there. Like, I don't know if you can, like, actively stop it. Really could have just done this later when I needed to come up here, but I just wanted to make sure. It's possible to lock yourself out of getting this bow gun until later in the game. This area I'm in now will become inaccessible. Notice how she didn't even try to open the door when she said that. And then we look through and there's just a picture of a skeleton.
Biohazard contamination detected. Level 3. Emergency shutters will close.
So this shit is anxiety inducing because you see how close that door is to the ground, like, oh boy.
That was close.
So I talked about certain guns being bad earlier in the game. One of the few redeeming factors of this thing is like the grenade launcher, you can just load everything into it. So the grenade launcher is also kind of bad. At least like the default grenades. It fires kind of like a. It's almost kind of like just a really sad cum shot. Here he is. I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna chew on your little ankles, boy. But he is also, unfortunately, a huge pussy. And runs away. Okay. Definitely want to double check which one was the save room here. This next room is going to introduce like the premier annoying enemy of this game. So here's the hemostatic medicine. I probably have enough time that I don't need to worry about taking it back to him now, but I think I will just to be on the safe side. You know what, I'll do a save and then I'll just attempt to do the other room. And as I said, I'm not exactly sure. On the speedrun timer down there, it says I'm at an hour. But I think I should be alright.
Welcome, Claire.
He's a dolphin.
Consider the area you are in a special playground I have prepared just for you. Please try and keep me amused, and do not disappoint me by dying too soon. I so want to enjoy this.
It's like, how is everybody that works for Umbrella just literally a Saturday morning cartoon villain? The longest load screen. So there are the automatic weapons that Steve was asking for to trade for the Lugers. And here we meet an enemy known as the Bandersnatch. These things can be a straight fucking menace. That stretchy ass arm will hit you from like a mile away. And they don't really get hit stunned. There's one room later in the game in particular where there are two, and you have to go into like, I'll talk about it when I get there, but it's miserable. Steve pretty cool here. He hits the no look. Bit of aura farming.
Oh yeah, that felt good. Don't worry, Claire. Your knight in shining armor is here.
You wish. But thanks for the help.
See?
I'm now
This is
remembering
why
how
you
long
need
this
me.
part goes on
I
for.
got your back.
Hopefully I
Whatever.
still have plenty of time.
Here, take these.
Machine guns? For me?
You know the deal, in exchange for your Lugers.
Okay, okay. This thing is too cool. Yes! Now this is my kind of weapon. All right!
Love how he was just about to waste ammo.
This thing's empty. You cheated me.
Up there, plenty of ammo, just for you.
Way up there?
Yeah, plenty of ammo. There was
Give
one
me a
mag.
boost and I'll get it for you.
All right, all right. Ow! My back. You're heavier than you look. Hurry up.
So Steve is only 17 years old. I think that's the only thing I'm gonna chalk up
Happy
to
now?
that, in conjunction with not knowing how long he's been on this like prison island.
Now that your knight has made his appearance, he can join you in your descent into death.
Okay, let's do it. Wait here, Claire.
So here we get a little section where we get to play as Steve.
Time to test out my new toy.
It has a bit of a usefulness to it. Mainly it lets you clear out these rooms without having to waste Claire's ammo. No, I don't give a fuck about Steve's ammo after I'm done here. Oh, there's the grenade launcher that we will be acquiring later. You can't pick anything up as Steve. Fortunately, only get those 2 rooms of doing cool gun stuff.
It was dirty work, but this area is now clean. See?
I really have to wonder how hard he had to yell for her to hear.
You see? This thing is a lot more reliable than any person.
Than people? Steve, what were you doing here?
Switching back into whiny baby
Who
mode.
brought you here, and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it.
Also wasting a bunch of ammo. That was probably like 10%.
Never mind. Let's get going.
So I'll grab it when I come back through. But there's actually ammo in like that statue on the wall's mouth. It's one of those things where it's like it's just hidden, no rhyme or reason to make you think there's something there. This is a very famous cutscene. I'll let this play out.
Are you okay?
Steve, behind you!
No.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No!
It is so impressive to me that none of those bullets just stray hit Claire.
Steve.
Father. 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 Dad used to work for Umbrella. Tried to steal information, intending to sell it off to the highest bidder. He was caught. Mom was killed. And we were sent here.
Oh, Steve.
He was a fool to do something so reckless. So stupid.
It's okay now. Just rest.
So, like, his dad wasn't even gonna do, like, a good thing and be like a whistleblower. Nah, he was just trying to sell trade secrets. His dad was kind of a bitch. Got his wife killed and his son captured in the process. So we're not done here in the training facility, but I do want to see if I still have time to drop off this hemostatic medicine. Because if not, I will have to load that save before the Bandersnatch and drop it off beforehand. It's just too good of a thing not to do. Yeah, so this is very similar to like what I showed off with Resident Evil 3, how it's a long backtrack back to the very first room of the game. But hopefully our, I believe he's Puerto Rican specifically, hopefully our Puerto Rican friend is still alive. The dudes here respawn because of course they do. So one of the things that made the bowgun bearable in RE2 was that it fired like a shotgun and also kind of like knocked them back a little bit. But in this game, they just, bowgun sucks dick unless you're firing gunpowder rounds. Alrighty.
What are you doing here? Hemostatic medicine. How kind of you. Thanks.
Here, let me help you with that.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself.
He can take care of
Just
himself
go.
as he was gonna bleed out in here.
Keep it. It was a gift from my brother, but
Thanks. Here, let me give you this in return. You might need it later on. Now go. Don't worry about me.
So unfortunately, bats are now back to being a problem. I'm not even gonna say, shouldn't even really say back to. They were never a problem, but no, may take a couple stray hits from them. But the lockpick is well worth the trade, and getting Chris the lighter later. I think there are like 6 things to lockpick. Ah, boy, I hope I caught the mute before I sneezed. Everybody gather in the courtyard. I must not have gotten my invite to the orgy. So I've seen a lot of people debating about what characters should appear in Requiem. I've seen a lot of people mad that Chris, talking about how Chris should show up, and it's like, I don't know if I completely agree with that. Like, if Chris shows up, I think it should only be, like, if he's accompanying Claire. If anyone's gonna show up, it should be the people who were there. That or Art Thompson. I mean, he's Leon's, like, best friend, so he should absolutely show up. So I'm making a stop back in here to pick the lock. So I don't actually remember if there is anything else for me to really do here right now. Or if I should just go take the Lugers back to the admin building. But I'm gonna find out. Oh, nope, that's right, I can't. Because this isn't an actual door, and that needs a battery. So apologies if I'm not yapping as much as usual. I think I might be a little sick. And not sick like in the radical way. Running through this passage sucks dick now. Because fuck Bandersnatches. All my homies hate Bandersnatches. So now we have some zombies just in this area for some reason. No, world state change. There's a cheeky little bastard right up here when you walk up these stairs. One of those that can easily get you if you're not like paying attention. Alright, so there is no getting more ammo for that. I'm drawing a blank if I can actually make gunpowder rounds after I put them on the bow. I believe you can, but... so this case earlier, I needed the lockpick before I could open it. Gets me some more gunpowder. Just want to make these arrows. They are important. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. My menuing is cheeks tonight. So I talked earlier about the stringent requirements for an S rank in this game. Another one is you're only allowed to save once, and it's in a specific area, what they designate like the halfway point. It's where you would like have to change discs. I don't remember what version that was, where that was like the disc swap, or if I'm making that up. But there is like a designated where it like specifies, hey, you want to save, you know, at the halfway point. Spooky. Get a little more glimpse of incest. Alright, so you have to like decipher a code based on that box over there. I think it's 1971. And then a Bandersnatch breaks in, because why not? That one you don't really need to kill. You do pass through that room a few times, but as long as you don't stop moving, he's not really too much of a threat. So now we hear the laugh of what sounds like Alexia. So this is the like private living quarters of Alfred and Alexia. Complete with Bandersnatches. So these things will also just fucking Spider-Man their way up. Like, even just running from them sucks. This track is so good. here we get, you know, bats that actually kind of a threat because of no lighter, but I stand by it. It's worth it. Yeah, just like the general like gothic aesthetics with the piano orchestra music is it's peak. I never remember if there's anything in here worth a damn. I know there's a Bandersnatch, but oh yeah, that's really useful. Alright, nope. I just got fucking smacked in the face for some bowgun ammo. Guess I'll go fuck myself. So, the Resident Evil games have always fascinated me with how much they rely on ludonarrative dissonance. If, for anyone who may not know what that is, ludonarrative dissonance is essentially the explanation of, hey, things that happen during gameplay aren't necessarily canon. The game... I'll continue after this.
Why is this taking so long?
My apologies, Alexia, but I have been doing my best.
The revival of the Ashford family depends on your success, brother.
I am aware of that, Alexia. I will revive the family name myself and make you the master of the glorious Ashford family.
Do not worry, brother. I will handle them both myself. Who is there? Is someone at the corridor?
What is it, Alexia?
Nothing. I believe I must have been imagining things.
Let us go, brother.
Yo, she's got that sixth sense. I need to let my cat in, because she is fussy. Yeah, get in here, bud. Alrighty. Now, why are you going to be a butthead right now? So the Ashfords seem to have this weird obsession with bugs. Just slamming it down on the fucking bed. Like, that just seems like a design flaw. Like, just imagine you're fucking sleeping and someone wants to fuck with your music box and then you're just dead. Okay, yeah, didn't think there was anything over here yet. So now that I've got the silver key, there are a couple of doors back in the admin office I can go open. unfortunately, that means leaving this absolute banger of a song, but... God, like, pianos and organs are some of my favorite instruments. I love just how they sound. Gotta play Try Not to Get Slapped. Alright, that actually went well. Need to remember to cleanly move through here because there's a Bandersnatch in here now too. Got caught on the couch. The goddamn couch held me hostage. Oh. So I actually think one of the rooms coming up is the nightmare room. So there's a very real chance I could die, potentially, if I'm thinking of the right spot. That man over there loitering. Ah, fuck, yep, this is the room, alright. So I need to grab an item that's in the middle of this room with these two Bandersnatches. And they can just chain stun you. I honestly got really lucky when that guy didn't manage to grab me. That may be the smoothest that room has ever been for me. What's my health at? Okay, still in the yellow. That's fine. So they got like a little casino here in the admin area. Most importantly, got some gunpowder ammo. Got a couple of herbs over here. I'm not gonna combine them right now. So, need to get a piano roll and come back here. One of them is turned on. Ooh, girl. So there are two different locations that need this blue plate. I don't actually know if they're like designated to each area. There's one in the training facility and then one back near like the start of the game. I always do the training facility first. So I'm just gonna go there in case you can't do them in a separate order. Grabbed by the graboids. So we're gonna go back out to where Alfred tried to take some pot shots at us. Somehow some dogs have wound up here since then. I'm not really sure why. And we're gonna plug this little baby in right here. And that gets us access to the blue card. I just saved. I don't really need to worry about saving, I don't think. So the blue card, you might have saw it in passing when I played as Steve, but it was down underground where the ventilation area was. One of those areas that it pays to have cleared it out. And this allows us access to the grenade launcher. So, throughout the game, you'll essentially have two sections. Well, actually thinking about it, I think there's like 3 sections where you play as Claire, and then... No, I believe it's 2. Something like that. Anyway, you switch back and forth between Claire and Chris. And it's kind of one of the things that adds a bit of a layer of difficulty to the game. Because whatever they have in their inventory at the Switch, they will continue to have in their inventory. Meaning you will not have access to those items with the other character. So if you happen to go to a point where you're doing a character switch, and like say Claire has all of the good weapons, Chris is in a bad spot. So the chemical and some handgun parts here. When you come here as Chris, you are able to upgrade your handgun. But she gets some acid rounds. Acid rounds, as in, you know, most of the games in the series are quite good. Oh, that bastard. He tried to block me off from the door. I'm pretty sure those Bandersnatches there respawn. Shut up. That's a turntable that I can't use. I need to... Okay, yep, I'm just in here getting smacked around. They really are just an insufferable enemy. Not as bad as Eliminators and RE0 though. I fucking hate them. Little monkey ass dudes, they're way stronger than they have any right to be. So I mentioned it before, but yeah, you can just grab some ammo out of this thing's mouth. Presumably the mouth. There's really no indication for it. I guess it is kind of like jutted out. It kind of draws your eyes to it. Don't be a bastard. Okay. And here we get our second plate. And you may remember seeing a painting of a skeleton earlier. That's just kind of letting us know that we need to bring Mr. Bones here. Still in yellow. Okay. Yeah, this is unfortunately a kind of a lengthy backtracking segment coming up. This is where if I had anything cool to say about my day, I'd probably mention it, but... Yeah, that's a weird, like, attempt at a jump scare. That's right, okay. That's where Steve's massive dumpy broke the floor. I believe there's something up here. Yeah. Yeah, you really wanna get all the good ammunition you can get your hands on. So that is proof number 2 needed to use the cargo plane. And this is the other side of a door from before. I love when a path goes full circle. Shortcut porn, some people have referred to it as. So I really have no reason to come back here. I just want to drop some stuff off before I do this backtrack to go get the piano roll. We'll keep the grenade launcher on me. I don't recall any spots where I might need it, but just in case. It's nice to have an oh shit weapon. Not gonna grab any heals. I feel like I should be okay. Cue my imminent death. Doggies. So I love how it's always the same dog type all the way up until like Resi 4 for the models. I don't know if that's a limitation thing or if there's an in-universe reason that Umbrella just straight up used. I think they're Dobermans. So this portion of the game, I feel like, is an easy one to like forget about. So I essentially need to go all the way back to where that guillotine was, where I grabbed that padlock key back at like the start of the game. There's a door there that needs one of these blue plates, and like, you know, I'm almost 2 hours into this playthrough, and I know what I'm doing vaguely. So I feel like if you don't and are taking, you know, let's say 5 hours to get this far, you might have just completely forgotten about it. Like, this part, yeah, this backtrack in particular always felt kind of like a fuck you to me. But, yeah, so that's opening up that padlock just saves me from having to run, you know, all the way around that. But on the plus side, this will eventually lead to being able to grab those items that were on the other side. Oh, spooky. Another tactic I always recommend in these games with that have the lock on. If you're not sure if an enemy off screen is dead or not, just turn and then hit aim. If there's something in line of sight, well, you'll be able to find out that way. I'm pretty sure I've blown myself up on that explosive before. Okay. I want to try and get to... the item box first. Yo, I'm sure glad that that sign didn't say anything about me not being allowed in here. So that crate was the whole reason couldn't use this door before. And now we're back in this room. May see if anyone's been looking at porn. I don't think there's anything to grab in this room, but the main reason I wanted to come back here is there was a first aid spray and these things here, the BOW gas rounds. Those things are like super strong. If you ever played Resident Evil Gaiden, I'm pretty sure it kind of works like the gas launcher in that, where you just fire one and kind of let the area of effect linger. I also could very well be wrong on this, but I can't think of any other spot. I think those may be the only 3 you get in the entire game. I'm very probably wrong. So yeah, that's a completely unnecessary detour, but since I'm only a room away, might as well. So here we have like an infirmary for the training facility. Although, you know, it's Umbrella related, so I doubt there were humane treatments happening here. Little spooky statue there. This is a really cool camera angle they give you here. Cool cameo of a body bag from Metalocalypse. I disagree. So this case here, I would also consider to be pretty important. Once again, lockpick required. This is to upgrade Claire's handgun. You really miss out on quite a bit of just strength if you do not do the hemostatic medicine. So that was the only thing to grab in that room. Going into that room triggered what I needed to trigger for actual progression. Just seeing the body bag move. So similar. So here we have an encounter that's kind of like Marvin from Resi 2. This dude is just kind of like a super zombie. Like outside of him having like an introductory cutscene, you can't really tell, but he just kind of like speed demons his way to you. And he's also pretty yoked. I mean, my man took a grenade, or he took 2 grenade shots. And then we steal his eye, because fuck him. Finish the anatomy, man. Don't have the lighter, so I just have to kind of eat this, unless I want to spend a bunch of ammo. Oh look, a fucking torture dungeon under the infirmary. Who would have thunk it? Umbrella is such a cool company that totally hasn't violated all kinds of like international laws and there's probably some OSHA violations in there too. Maybe a bit of Geneva Convention. So I guess this technically constitutes as a puzzle. I'd argue it's kind of a loose term, but like this is just a really strange roundabout way of getting an item from this room. So that dude gets upset that you stabbed him with a sword, which is understandable. If I'm just like sleeping in an Iron Maiden and someone stabs me, I'd probably be kind of pissy too. If you don't kill him there, he'll come through this door and follow you, and he'll still be walking around with the sword through him. It's entertaining. I don't remember if there's anything else worth grabbing here. No. This guy thinking he's the fucking guardian of the door. So this detour all the way back here was just for that piano roll. Now we gotta head back to the administration office, where that piano was in the gambling area. Yeah, I believe for the most part Claire is pretty well done with the training facility at this point. Oh, Code Veronica is great. I think this is a really slept-on game. I think both graphically and gameplay-wise it holds up really well. I know a lot of people are turned off by tank controls, but I mean, I've been doing tank controls for, you know, since 1996, so it's just kind of second nature to me. I recommend it though, definitely. Some people try and tell you it's not a mainline game. It's very much a mainline game. It is a crucial component to the story between Chris and Wesker if you care at all about the Resident Evil lore. Oh, I've been playing these games since the original Resident Evil 2 came out back in 1998. My favorite game of all time is the 1999 Resident Evil 3. I have beaten that game literally hundreds of times. Way more than someone probably should play a game. Oh yeah, I've been playing these games for a long time. I love tank control, cryptic puzzles, fixed camera angle. This is my shit. Like, honestly, the worst part about this game is that it doesn't have a PC port, so therefore it doesn't have a randomizer.
Who are you?
Let's just say that I'm a ghost, coming back to haunt your dear brother.
So the current journey I'm doing is a documentation playthrough. I'm documenting a playthrough of every Resident Evil game leading up to the release of Ari Requiem. I've been doing them in release order, so far I've done 1, 2, and 3, and then Survivor, with everyone's favorite Art Thompson. And I believe after this game is Survivor 2, and then I get to do Gaiden, which is the Game Boy Color game. And that game is actually pretty cool.
I despise Chris.
What are you gonna do to him?
Shoutouts to DC Douglas as Wesker. It's a shame that we don't get to have him as a voice actor anymore.
Oh, how your brother will weep to see you die.
Depends. Which Ari movie are you talking about? Are you talking about like the Paul Anderson series or Welcome to Raccoon City?
Stay there. I'm coming. It appears you may be of some further use to me.
Well, it depends on what. Are you talking about like the live action ones that have Alice in them? Or are you talking about the other one? Because the ones that have Alice in them by Paul W.S. Anderson, I've watched those, and I think the first one's solid. I think the first one's a fun movie. I think the second one was cool up until they completely ruined Nemesis as a character by having him retain any sort of humanity. And then after that, they're just all kind of like not good, but they can be kind of fun for like the action spectacle. Like when Alice starts like in the third movie when she just like manipulates the fire with her mind to burn all the crows, like, yeah, that's when they started losing me. Yeah, the first movie, it has some goofy CG if you watch it again now, but I still have fun with it. I think it's a fun movie. But like, yeah, the Paul W.S. Anderson movies really fall off hard at 3. And then, oh man, it's just kind of a shit show. But I'm hoping that this next Resident Evil movie being made, I don't remember the director's name, but he says he's a fan of the games. So maybe this time we'll get a good one. Because as it stands, like, the CG movies are pretty good, if you don't mind how goofy they are. Primarily, right now my goal is I just want to have playthroughs of all the Resident Evil games played by myself as, I guess, sort of a time capsule or a journal, I guess. You know, just in case there ever comes a time where I'm just not able to play them again. I want to be able to look back and have the memories. It's like I'm streaming them because I know a lot about these games and I love these games, so I'm adding a lot of just like facts and general information. But my primary goal is to just document these games for myself. And, you know, people can learn some stuff, and maybe people that can't really do the tank control thing, you know, they can experience it too. I know tank controls are one of those things that holds a lot of people back from experiencing the classic Resident Evil games, and I feel like they miss out. I really do. Well, I believe my Twitter should be linked on my Twitch page here. If you want to go ahead and send me a message on there, or just some way to add you, I can do that after I'm done here. Yeah, I do. My Discord is the same as my Twitch username, Diamante. Oh yeah, I mean, Twitter's just kind of a place you look at for shit posting and Twitter fights. I can check it here in a bit. I'm trying to remember, because I'm missing a step, I believe. Yeah, I know where the red ant is, but I am drawing a blank on where the key is to get it. Look at that guy trying to camp the stairs like a fuck. Yeah, I'm a big horror guy. I mean, the Silent Hills obviously are a huge one. Silent Hill 4 is my personal favorite. That's a hot take for a lot of people. Clock Tower 1, 2, and 3. I love those games. Obscure 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2 are both great. Haunting Ground, Rule of Rose, Kuon. I've put a few 100 hours in DVD. I haven't really played recently. That's one of those games where it's like, maybe like once a year I'll be into it for like a month. But But yeah, I'm a big horror guy. I live for horror. Absolutely. Like I'm very excited for, like, you know, Resident Evil Requiem. I'm excited for the Silent Hill 1 remake and what's going to come of that. Oh yeah, I'll check all that after I wrap up for the night. I am drawing a... It's like, I think I remember... I'm pretty sure it has to do with the lockdown back in the training facility. But I cannot for the life of me remember how I stopped the lockdown. Then there's these fucks again. Oh. The Bandersnatch is just here to ruin my life. Yeah, because this... Oh man, this is gonna drive me crazy. Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I will be sure to check your messages and stuff after I'm done for the night. Probably won't be going too much longer. Yep, this is what I forgot to do. God damn it. So now, I have to take a look at the skeleton picture here. There's a number on it. No problem. You have a good night. Yeah, so for some reason looking at the skeleton there, I guess triggers the ventilation to end. It's like, I understand why they don't want you to go in there without knowing what you need to know, but still dumb. And now these dudes get up. So now I can go back to the main entrance here and open up the grate and go get the skeleton picture. And then the skeleton picture goes up into the save room before with the picture of the dude who looked like Napoleon. Napoleon looking ass. Toss it. So that door I've run by up those stairs a few times, it just doesn't have a doorknob. Seems a weird thing to have, but you know, whatever, more power to them, I guess. So here we get to meet a new enemy that it's like a wet fart of a boss fight you do later in the game, but it has such a cool song. Got this guy. So these are the albinoids. They look like butts with like tadpole tails. And because they broke out, there is now another countdown for this area to be sealed off. So this is where I mentioned earlier you can lock yourself out of the crossbow. Like if you don't have it at this point, you cannot get it until you come here as Chris later in the game. So now that is sealed off again. And just gonna make that annoying ass noise. But what are you gonna do? Fuck yourself, mate. Okay, should be back on track now. Bit of a brain fart just kind of derailed everything. A little fun fact that is kind of a general rule across these games is if you get an enemy down on the ground when they're crawling around like that, typically you don't need to kill them. Once you go through a loading zone, they will just kind of disappear. And here's that fucking gold key. Another spot you can use your lockpick on. Yeah, that date is relevant for a puzzle much later in the game. So now, can head back to the admin building, go in the gold key door. In the gold key door, get the red ant, and then can take the red ant back to the living quarters. So I initially wanted to see if I could maybe get all this done in one go, but did not remember the order of things all that well, so I think I'm just gonna get to the point of like finishing Act 1. Graboid. fucking slap happy room. Luckily, they share a, so those guys are essentially, like, Tyrant Light. Like, I believe, technically, they are part of the Tyrant line. And because of that, they share kind of the same weakness, where they have a designated arm that you can run against to play it the safest. And in their case, it's the spot where they don't have a fucking arm. I know you shouldn't normally laugh at people for their disabilities, but Bandersnatches are assholes. So here we've got like a bit of a logic puzzle, I guess. There's a bit of like a little bit of inferring and guesswork. Teacup, second Stanley, and his son Thomas. Okay. So it's very similar to the the portrait puzzle in the first game. It's just a bit more cryptic than that. So we want to go in the order of successions, starting with Veronica. And then they mention that the cup was passed down 2 more generations. And the 3rd generation is a twin. So now we want this guy here, the cup with the twins. And now we're looking for a picture of one of the twins with a cup. And now we want the other red-headed man, but with a different thing. And then it was the earthenware vase. And then the candlestick was the most recent Ashford before the current ones. It's a puzzle that throws people off. It's like, as long as I can remember what the first 3 are, the rest of it just kind of falls into place. And inside of here we have a little bug. And now I can go do what I wanted to do, like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes ago. I got ahead of myself because I'm a fucking goober. That dude is trying so hard to intimidate me in this hallway. Okay, getting relatively close to the end of the first act, I would say. So now I need to take this red ant back to the, that bastard, back to that, music box. Okay, yep. And once you have all the necessary ants, this area just kind of gets flooded with dudes. World state change. Yeah, so I had close to like 300 handgun ammo, and it's down to like 100 now. Like, there's just a lot of enemies in this game. I'm killing way more than I need to, but that's just a precaution thing. I don't want to try and like inflate these videos with a bunch of unnecessary deaths. This guy's just gonna keep being a bastard. I hope he's dead. If not, I just wasted those bullets. Now we have to take this around to the other room and put it in the other box. If somebody had gotten slammed in that bed, we'd get to go check out their goo. Yeah, a weird little like merry-go-round thing up here, like really feels like they had stunted growths. Dragonfly to kind of go with the all the imagery of them ripping off the wings and feeding it to ants, which is kind of an indicator of what you're supposed to do here. You need to remove its wings in order to feed it to the ant. And for coming all of this way, we will get our final proof. And that gives us all 3 things needed to access that cargo plane. And get the fuck on out of here, bud. Ugh. So now it's just a matter of making the trek back to the cargo plane. But it's not gonna be that simple.
Hold it right there.
We meet each other at last. A pity I must say goodbye so soon.
I am Alexia Ashford. For the pride of the Ashford family, I will kill you.
Well, that's just rude of you.
Wait!
What's going on?
Steve!
If I would just like mag dump there and
After her!
like maybe grazed her with one bullet.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just a scratch.
Like, what caliber bullets are those rifles firing for that to be a scratch? Yo, cool wig and blood.
This must be...
What? No!
Wait a second. What just happened?
So there never was an Alexia after all.
You mean he thinks he's two people? Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
The self-destruct system has
That
been
freak! He's trying to
activated.
blow us up along
All
with the entire
personnel
facility.
evacuate
Come on,
immediately.
we gotta get to that airport.
Right.
So, not only does Alfred want to fuck Alexia, but he also thinks he's Alexia. So, like... yeah, he's not exactly mentally well. But once again, I stand by it. If you work for Umbrella, you're probably not all there. That or the paycheck is really fucking good. Oh, don't do it. Just let me be. Oh, you cock. No, you get to live alone on this fucking bridge until this place explodes. So this alarm that's playing right now, it kind of sounds like someone moaning. Like someone is just hitting that right spot. Let's grab the other proof. Don't think I should need to worry too much on the way to the cargo plane.
Claire.
Steven.
Those must be the main survivors.
We'd better get out of here too.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah, Steve, because you've done any of the fucking work.
We gotta get to that airport.
Spin that shit. It's like, why even have a sub that is clearly not, like, normally drivable? Like, that shit has to be, like, on tracks.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Fuck off, dude. Luckily, because there's like cutscene shit happening and Steve's here, the bats are gone from this location now.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated.
So unfortunately, there's still one more obstacle in the way.
No! We can't take off unless we raise the bridge.
Leave that to me. You stay here and make preparations for takeoff.
I also want to point out, this dude is 17 and apparently just knows how to
Self-destruct
prepare and fly this thing.
activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct
Cockpit.
has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system
Ah, this might be fine. We'll find out. Gets to hear some more of the moaning. Hell yeah. So in traditional Resident Evil fashion, things have to be as convoluted as they can be. So I'm gonna have to take a whole ass journey to get back to the cargo plane after I raise the bridge here. You know, I think they use something like a fucking ladder, but that would just make too much sense.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate
So when you come in here later, those dudes have shotgun shells inside of their asshole. That is a Chris problem for later. So with the airport key I just picked up, can go through the shutter. And that takes us here. So there's a section coming up that is kind of like the best way I can really think to describe it is like a DPS check. And in case I fuck it up, I don't want to have to run all the way back here, so I'm gonna do another save. Have like a pseudo puzzle here. This part does generally throw a lot of people off.
Until detonation.
I will not allow you fools to escape. This is what you get for trying to oppose me. Now feel my revenge.
He's in Alexia mode. So the tyrant in this game is pretty cool. He's got like mace hands. Like he won't be able to use like chopsticks, but I guess he could beat you to death pretty good. Yo, this track goes hard. So that explosion has now essentially put a death field behind me. And this asshole will just try to push me into the kill plane. He also has a hell of an ass on him. So if you come to this part and you just do not have, like, the tools to down him, you can just kind of get stuck and die here. Don't be fooled when he drops to his knee. He will still just punch you right in the pussy if you try to run past him. And now we just have to make this whole round trip back via the sub. Bam, bam.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Ah,
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel
I don't think I'm
evacuate.
gonna be able to make that 220 achievement, but that's fine. I wasn't really trying for it. If I use gunpowder arrows on the first tyrant, that would probably be pretty easy to do.
All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system
Note these load screens didn't take their sweet ass fucking time. Oh shit, no, I made it. Cool.
Took you so long. I was starting to get worried.
No time to explain. Let's go.
Right, we're out of here. Time to say goodbye to this death trap.
Get ready, this game is about to date itself.
We made it! Yahoo!
Ugh, it's finally over.
Claire, I'm sorry. I know I caused a lot of trouble for you.
No, it's okay. It was hard for both of us.
Well, I really hope you find your brother. I know what it's like to be alone.
Oh, Steve.
Steven.
So, where should we go now? I can take you anywhere you want to go, Claire.
I hear Hawaii's nice this time of year.
You got it.
Yeah, here's a tank, and yeah, apparently this tank is just operated by a fucking button on the back of it. And there's some handgun bullets in there. I wonder what he'll do with those.
This game is not over yet. Now you will see what real terror is all about.
Having Alfred and Alexia in randomizers is hilarious because they really don't have too many voice lines.
Hey! What the? The cargo room hatch is open.
I'll go back and check it out.
Thanks. I've unlocked the cargo room door.
So this is an infamous part of this game. This is like the brick wall that soft lock a lot of people's playthroughs back in the day. You can actually do this fight without any ammo whatsoever. You can beat him just like hitting him with the cargo launcher. You have to hit him so many times with it though. And gonna I'm not gonna waste people's time with that. There's not like a unique cutscene for it like there is with Nosferatu. Nosferatu actually has 2 unique kill cutscenes, and I'll talk about those when get to him. So, this fight is the whole reason I was hoarding the gunpowder up until now. So, he hits for a ton of damage. You can be knocked out of the plane. Now, I'm sure there's like a set number of, Oh, shit. Am I gonna get knocked out of the plane? I feel like 30 has to be enough. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many you need to put in him. I just dump it. You don't really need the explosive arrows anymore.
Had to be stepped on.
They have uses, but
What's happening? I don't know. The plane just changed direction on its own.
oh, here's where the game's gonna date itself.
I can't switch over to manual control.
My apologies, but I cannot let you escape now.
Alfred, you cross-dressing freak!
Cancel, Claire. You can't be saying that shit anymore. So Claire is very rude. I get Alfred tried to kill her a lot, but that's still fucking rude. Never really understood why there's like romantic music playing right now, because Steve was just kind of going full Predator mode.
Hey, where are we?
Huh?
Latitude 82.17 degrees. That's the Antarctic. We're over the Antarctic.
What?
It's fucking cold here.
Hey, those are the seaplanes that left the island right before us.
Then that must mean this place belongs to Umbrella.
Yeah, so this is the one save you would get going for the S rank. And it's like, I didn't die at all, but man, there are a lot of ways to die. And, I mean, this is a long game. So, that is where I am going to call it for this part. It's almost 1 a.m. my time. I don't think I can commit to finishing the game tonight. But yeah, for anyone who stopped in, for anyone who watches the video, I hope maybe you had some fun, learned a thing or two. I love these games, I love yapping about them. And I'd love to yap with other people about them as well. So, I mean, feel free to send me a message sometime on Twitter, on Twitch, whatever. But anyway, have a good night. Be good to yourself. Love life. Have a Dr. Pepper. That shit always makes your day better. So for now, goodbye.